Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to the FSX404 channel. This is me doing an actual ILS approach in VFR conditions, but I have a hood on, so I can't really see outside. My friend over here is acting as safety pilot, and I'm actually doing it from the right seat. And I'll get a little more into that. As you can see, we're already established on a localizer, and the glide slope needle just came in, and we are at 3,000 feet, so let's begin our descent. We're going to put the airplane in a 500 foot per minute rate of descent. That should keep me on that glide slope. It's very hard to fly from the right seat, especially by instruments, because everything is skewed, so you're constantly adjusting the headings. It's one of those things you just have to get used to it. I haven't done it very much. I've only done it a few times in my life, and I've never flown an ILS from the right seat. Now this feels really weird because my head is turned to one side and the controls are right in front of me. So there has to be a little bit of a hand-eye coordination here. I suggest you try this in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Put yourself in the right seat, pan your view to the left instrument panel, and try to fly the airplane for just a little bit. You will see how weird that feels. The needles are centered. Over here we're at 2,500 feet and descending at 500 feet per minute. You can see me, I'm playing with the power. I'm going to set it at about 13 inches of mercury for the manifold pressure. That should keep me at about 100 knots and about 500 feet per minute rate of descent on the glide slope in this 182. This is Cessna 182. The reason I'm doing it from the right seat is because we want to try out different things. We want to do things a little bit harder. Something that we haven't done always. If we are able to do an ILS approach from the right seat, then you sure as heck can do it under the left seat. Now I'm pretty good at doing ILSs from the left seat. That's why a friend of mine actually suggested, he said, why don't you just do them from the right seat today? So I said, why not? Let's try it out. And as you can see, I'm making small adjustments. You can see the needle moved a little bit. So I'm not actually chasing the needle. What I'm looking at is I'm actually looking at the heading of the airplane. So I'm adjusting headings, not the needles. I've actually just added some flaps, and that kind of slowed my rate of descent down a little bit, and you can see how the glide slope needle will immediately move down. Now putting those flaps in messed up my rate of descent a little bit, so I'm catching up to the glide slope. I usually like to put my flaps in right when I start the descent, but in this case I kind of put them in a little bit late, just because I wanted to keep my speed up a little bit more on the approach. Usually with my flaps down, I'll keep it at 90, without flaps at 100. In VFR conditions, if you have somebody behind you, like a Cessna Citation landing behind you, and you know they're on the approach too, you want to keep your speed up. But in IFR conditions, you fly like you're supposed to fly it all the way down. And now the glide slope is coming in. The decision height for this approach is 1,340 feet. So at about 1,340 feet, I'm going to take off the hood, and you can actually see me pull it off. So the needles are centered. Here's 1,400 feet. I take the hood off. Yep, and the runway is right in front of me. Put in the rest of the flaps, and I'm just going to land. And also landing from the right seat, it's a little bit harder than the left seat. You just have to get used to it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys soon.